Hey everybody, my name is JP Leonard.
And I'm Tyler Arceneaux.
And you are listening and watching to We're Dying Down Here, a podcast about living in South Louisiana doing stand-up comedy.
Just trying to make it, man.
Trying to make it like a fat kid at a non-buffet.
Yeah, struggling. Worried about how big them dishes are.
We're hungry. This episode, we joined by our good friend and special guest, Rojo Perez.
Let's watch it.
Introducing the Lafayette Comedy Festival. 3 days, 10 shows, and national comedians including Casey Rocket as seen on Kill Tony, Shane Torres as seen on Comedy Central, Karen Feehan as seen on Netflix's Tires, and Marcella Arguello as seen on HBO. Plus, Stone vs. Drunk vs. Sober Championships, You Look Like Roast Battle, Best of Showcases, and a live recording of We're Dying Down Here podcast. 10 shows, 3 days, 30-plus comedians, all taking place August 7th, 8th, and 9th. Weekend festival and VIP passes on sale now. Visit LafayetteComedy.com. And we are here with our special guest, returning comedian? Are you a comedian?
Returning
comedian.
He almost said returning guest is the problem.
Guest. Let's do it. That over.
You don't need to. I think we're kind of cooking.
You run with this. We took 5 minutes of prep, mental prep he took to start this.
I have an iPad with dialogue on it. Yeah. All right, we'll do it again. And we are here with our special guest, fourth-time Lafayette Comedy comedian visitor. Yeah, visitor. All right, killed that again.
What are some of the
Rojo Perez. Let me just say
yeah.
Rojo Perez, man. Is that J hard? All right, sorry.
Got hard admit to committing a crime.
A hard J.
A hard J. Rojo Perez. Good to have you back, buddy.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Tonight was super fun. Thank you.
Tonight was an interesting night.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was fun. I'm glad you had fun.
I had a blast.
I have to admit something to you. I forgot I was a comic for a second, and I'm the one that said yes whenever you were like, who's in a new thing?
Oh,
I was like, yes, and then I went, no, why did I say that? I was just like so into that. What was going on? But then you made a great joke about it, and I felt fine.
That's so fun.
I'm so sorry.
There were only, for anybody who's listening and watching, there were only 6 people to my left. On the whole side of the room. So I heard someone to a question go yes, and I go, oh, who? And then they looked at me like I broke into their house. Yeah. Like I was the craziest
I definitely didn't want to be like, it was me, and then you'd be like, Tyler? You motherfucker.
I get it.
And then you're the new Tone Bell. Y'all both do riffs on stage.
Yeah. Bring them up with me.
Actually, all right, well. So fun.
Not toned.
And then the riff on me was hilarious, and they didn't respect it, and I hate that, because I thought it was great. And you were like, what doesn't this guy eat?
Yeah. I thought that was fun.
It was so good.
That's the running theme. Like, we have
on the podcast one time, I said something like, we were talking to Marc Maron, and I was like, and if that's not true, I'll eat crow. And Mark goes, it's always eating with you.
So we go back to, I looked it up, 2016, first time you came through.
Yeah, man, we were.
Yeah, that was you and Tone, and this room was a totally different design. Well, like the stage, it wasn't as fancy.
The sponsorship.
Yeah,
oh my God, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
I had to go touch the sign on stage today just because it looked more expensive.
Yeah, it's real fibers. I don't know what it is. A poly.
I saw you do that. I was like, what is he?
No, because I remember the old exactly. The rollout before it was just a billboard and then with Jason's fucking address on it. Yeah, not even the show.
Got a picture of my kid. Yeah, I've gone through. So like back in the day, there was nothing on the wall. So I finally got him to hang up a black drape because that shiny wallpaper. And then I used to have the black drape, and then I had my roll-up sign, and then I had this little neon sign that said Lafayette Comedy I got off of Amazon. And everyone shit on it. Like Greg
was so
Fitzsimmons
small.
devoted like 20 minutes.
It was a
Like
very
how bad.
tiny.
Yeah.
It was so
it
small.
wasn't that small. It was about that big.
It was
good
like a
size.
keychain.
It was definitely it was Temu.
Yeah.
You ever buy something on Amazon and you go, motherfuckers,
Yeah,
how much
dude.
did you zoom on this photo?
I have a whole set of neon lights for a theme show we do. It's Stone versus Drunk versus Sober. And I have a weed leaf, a beer, and a coffee. And I got them all off of Temu. They are amazing, dude. I freaking love
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
I'm a
well,
Temu
hey,
bitch.
shout out to Temu.
Yeah.
When y'all
Call
lower
us.
them tariffs,
I was
we'll
thinking
fuck with
that.
y'all again.
No, it's come a long way. And then so we used to have a 8x10-foot banner for our sponsor, and then that went for a whole year. Then we got the bricks, and then now we got the 2. So I mean, we're trying. I mean,
No, you.
Yeah, we
no,
just
this is fucking.
we just showed up to a show one day and the owner put that brick stuff up,
yeah.
and
But-
it really we were like, wow, this is
Well, the
awesome.
first time I went to New York, I was shot him pictures. I was like, "Hey, if anything I can do," I was like, "We can make the tiles, black."
I'd like this comic, this
Yeah,
comic,
yeah,
this
yeah,
comic. You go, I'll give you the wall.
Yeah.
I can afford the wall. None of the comics.
And I like, "What about the chicken wings?" He's like, "Okay."
We'll talk.
We've had you here. I've done shows with you and Tone, Dragon's Den in New Orleans. We run into each other time before last I was in New York.
Yeah.
So
I met Rojo in Vegas at Skankfest.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
I mean, no, dude. Everybody know how fun this is. This
Yeah.
shit's fucking
Hell yeah.
fire. This like it's a Sims comedy club. Like little by little, whenever you got a little more shillings together, they add a new
that's it.
thing.
look,
just
soon as I
piecing it
can,
together.
as soon as I download the upgrade, it's gonna be amazing. So, we're gonna
Dollar by
patch it.
dollar.
Yeah.
And no, two Skankfest ago, I love Skankfest. Great.
That's the best.
They come in here, and that's gonna be. I'm taking an over under on how many deaths. No, I mean, it's so fun.
We're
We
still
met in
waiting
Old
for our
Vegas.
invitations.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. We'll tag them in this clip. God damn it.
Let's
We're
harass
waiting
them.
for our invitations.
It's Rojo Perez. So you talk about traveling and everything. But you're still based in New York right now.
Yeah, man. I'm still in New York, in a nice abusive relationship. Here you go. You don't know her like I do. Every now and then the bodega guy give me a cigarette. They love me.
Well, I just took Tyler and another comic for their first time a couple weeks ago, and I'll move there tomorrow. I love it. And so got to see them.
I truly.
I will not move there.
It wasn't for you.
I loved it, and I loved being there, and I plan to go back. But it's a lot of walking. I can't.
No, sure.
I would get in shape. It was very expensive too.
That would be what you really.
Yeah.
I mean, we did touristy stuff. You know, we ate
A $45 hot dog.
we ate Katz's Deli.
That's a fuck you tax.
Yeah,
he
it was.
looked nude. Look at him. He's smiling. Go fuck him with the.
That's exactly what happened.
We ate food at the Cellar, you know, like all the comedy club things and everything like that. We went to a Mets game. That was amazing.
That was
great.
cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, for our seats, like we had a good time. So I mean, yeah, you just I guess
It's great. No, I truly do love as far as comedy goes, it's just the amount of you get better in New York, or you're supposed to. You're supposed to get better.
I've seen it.
Exactly. But just off the reps.
Yeah.
Just because there is more of it, it doesn't mean there's necessarily great rooms. Like, you're going to be working great rooms every night.
Right.
But the fact that you're just every night, you can just like...
reps matter.
That's it.
Yeah.
Truly,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Reps matter.
I need a bad room sometimes to know how to deal with a bad room I'm getting paid for somewhere.
right.
Like...
Well, it's weird because every time I've been there, I've been on like bar shows, like hole in the wall bars, and you're like, that person's been on Comedy Central. That person has a half hour. You just like it's very weird, but that's the playground, you know. It's kind of like being a Zydeco musician.
And the credit is more for the road poster.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like there's a vouch in New York does much more than whatever credit most people like a person will have most of the time.
Yeah.
Because it is like it. I don't know. I'm not gonna get goofy about comedy. I'm about a bottle and a half in the wine.
Rojo drinking Rojo.
I am always on brand.
I I don't drink white wine. Anyway.
But just it is the concept of like famous in New York is like 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like truly. So everybody else, if you're a known person, you get on stage and you get a couple minutes. Maybe if you're very famous, you get a couple minutes of like, oh, it's nice to see you.
Right.
Yeah.
But now also go do the thing.
Yeah, make us laugh.
Because the rest of this lineup are motherfuckers who aren't famous, who do this every night.
Working hard.
Who are
yeah.
going to be really good. And there's shitters, but there's really good sometimes. You get paired on the lineup sometimes. You can go 3 weeks with just like, it's kind of stink shows, and you're just getting the reps in, and you're like, man, I figured this joke, and then you get a good show, and you jump on a good lineup, and you look, and you're like, oh, fuck, that's Roy Wood. Or that's, you know what I mean? You just get crossed with some people who are working through shit, and you go, man, but they saw me do.
Yeah.
Now I swung without the weight.
And that matters.
Now it feels fun, and now it feels
Do
like...
you feel like when you get on shows like that, do you ever like, I was going to do this, but since so-and-so's here, I feel like I need to pull out the big guns?
Not if it... if it's a comic, maybe not so much. If it's like...
Industry rep.
Something like that in there, you go, all right, let's do a little razzle-dazzle. Let's give them a little...
You're almost
1,
20
2.
years in. You're probably past that point where you care about impressing another comedian, kind of regardless of who they are.
Or, I mean, you always want... I want to impress them, but it doesn't... I want to impress you. I want to impress... Like, I want to impress every comic who I see, because to me, the peer is who...
Right. Yeah.
Ultimately goes, but that motherfucker, that's the person. But I can't... The fear of not doing well in front of a peer...
Yeah, that's
can't outweigh the working at the thing.
Smart. Yeah.
So you gotta hopefully
you still gotta work on your
hopefully you get to the point where you go, oh, a bunch of people who I don't give a fuck saw this and they laughed.
Yeah.
So now I gotta trust that it'll float with people I want to impress, and we all want to impress someone.
Yeah,
that's we're looking for the reaction.
Yeah. Where'd you start?
I started in Florida.
What
shout
city?
out! I was just in Lakeland, Florida. So between Tampa and Orlando.
Okay.
So Tampa is probably where I really started.
Do you get a crowd there?
Cocoa Nuts. Shout out Cocoa Nuts. Down to 3 left.
Bring them out.
Hey, this is not live and streaming. Okay.
Yo, shout out real quick. Hey, yo, hit the like button. Hit the hearts real quick.
No likes, no hearts. Sorry.
No, my man. I see red light is on.
It's probably the Wi-Fi, I think.
Shout out Wi-Fi.
All right.
I started in Florida. So between Orlando, I'll come back to it. You gotta trust. I'll come back to it. You started there.
We
I had it rolling.
We haven't even got to the Patreon yet.
Yeah, I started in Florida. I was there last week for the first time in probably since that's 15 years.
Where you at, Tampa?
I went, I did a small spot in Lakeland called Union Hall, like this music space. If y'all looking for a one-nighter, it was a very cool setup.
All right.
I did a one-nighter. It was like 120. Yeah. Cool space, and it was nice to
Can't be mad at that.
Some old professors came who taught me, and I was like, I barely.
Your professors.
Yeah, I went to college there, and they came, and I was like, shit, I didn't learn enough.
Yeah, that's
so
look what I am here now.
And you paid too little. That's
Damn.
great.
And then how long it took you to make the move?
I leave to New York real early. I start summer. And then by April the following year, I'm in New York.
Oh, shit. Wow.
I didn't know. And I truly, at the time, I was just graduated, and I didn't know.
In what? Which?
Journalism.
Okay.
Video editing. And I didn't have anything holding. I had no ties to Florida. I wasn't going to Puerto Rico. and I don't have kids. I don't.
Yeah.
This college debt is whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, I'll see you. And
that's
I'm
what
40.
That's what kept us here is having. We started, but we had kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever. What's the attachment? Or I didn't have a good job. I didn't have.
I mean, you started young. Like I started late.
Yeah. You knew what taxes were.
Yeah.
Don't worry about my life.
Yeah.
If I don't make nothing, I own nothing.
Yeah, I could go do nothing in New York too.
Yeah,
exactly.
I saw 2 C-sections before I started comedy. So,
That's wild.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Clarence.
Clarence
section.
Yeah.
Capital C.
And then and you've been in New York ever since?
Yeah, I've been in New York. I got to New York 08. God, fuck. 08?
Damn.
Yeah. So my first people are... Norman's a very early one on me.
Was Sean Patton there yet?
Yeah, Sean was there.
Sean is... I love Sean
Dude,
so
I
much.
love Sean. We see Sean... I remember Sean... And also, Sean started taking me on the road very early.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sean was fucking fire with me. I see Sean come back from New Faces... And he gets on stage at an open mic, straight from New Faces.
Damn.
Comes back because he had gotten like
the highs and lows.
He had gotten
of
like
comedy.
arrested, or like
in Montreal,
like either crossing the border because he had like a butterfly knife or something, dude. I'm not gonna. I don't know the full story. He'll tell it sometime.
We'll have him tell it on the pod.
Ask him about it, and he comes back talking about it. But like, and he was at
he's like,
the mic.
Nope.
He's still got it. They never found the second one. That's all Montreal closer. There's no blade.
You guys got napkins? Damn. And then when did you? So you how long did you ride out like mics and stuff? And then how long it took you to get like, not just like a showcase, like to something you're like, oh shit, this is
a late night set or
not even that, just like something
before that,
something that you're just like a gig or an opportunity. You were just like, oh shit, this is could be the next part, a step up from the mic level.
Man, I don't know if there was like a specific thing. I think you just start being on shows with a different type of comic.
Yeah.
And you go from the mics and doing the little 6 people shows to maybe doing the fun Brooklyn bar show that only maybe has 30, but it's like they're here for it.
Comedy,
and there's
fans.
Last week, Dimitri Martin popped in.
Wow, yeah.
Or like whoever, like something like that. So at the time, so you start doing shows. I think one of the earliest ones I remember is I saw Hannibal walk into a show I was on, and he stopped. I was up, and I did a joke, and he stopped listening, and he laughed. And he kept walking.
Nice.
And that to me is like, that's the moment.
Bro,
that's the moment where you go, oh man, that's pretty cool. Because that motherfucker, that's one of the dudes who I go,
Hannibal.
he a killer.
The pure
So if he took that to me is like more than any like little. You start doing the festivals, you do road stuff. Like I started doing road stuff real early. So like I got lucky.
The road's great.
Like
the road
it
is where you
spoiled
get
the
good.
whole thing.
I think the road's where you get good.
And you don't understand because you don't understand. It takes you out of the little bubble you're in,
Yeah,
and whatever
100%.
scene you're in. No
100%.
matter how good your scene is, it's still a tiny bubble that you go.
And there's comfort.
And did you hear this person?
Yeah.
No, nobody
People
give a
start
fuck.
resting on
Nobody
their
give a
laurels,
fuck.
doing too many local references. You gotta go put yourself in front of new people. That is how you get better.
And the chances you can take, there's just a different freedom, dude. Of truly, you get to spread out a little longer, so I can take more chances. In a 10, I can only try
So many
a
things.
thing or two. You know what I mean? Like I can try one, and if that goes well, I can try another. In a 30 and a 45, you're like, they're not gonna remember the first 10 of this.
10, yeah.
Don't worry about the beginning. Just get us out the station. Just don't matter what the fuck you kind of say and just figure it out.
What clubs do you pass that you're working mostly?
I do New York Comedy Club a lot. I'll do Stand Up New York. I'll do Rodney's. I'll do Village.
Are you so you're passed at the Cellar?
I don't do.
You don't do
I don't do
one?
the Cellar.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do like every now and then the indie produced stuff at the VU, or at that side, the third one.
Fat Black.
Back.
Yeah.
Fat
Black.
And then I'll do every now and then I'll do stuff at the Stand. I don't.
Did you work the Creek when that was out there?
That's home bed, dude.
That's my favorite club in Austin, hands down, not even close. I love Rebecca. She's great.
Rebecca,
what a great venue.
Rebecca let me bomb all over her fucking stage for years and years.
What a queen.
And then not only that, then gave me employment to go, let's make sure you stay here bombing. Because I've invested too much into this silence. So I need to hear what laughter's going to sound like. No, Rebecca to me has been fire over the years. And then
she's great.
The Creek was just a safe... it's such a weird... there's a hole in the scene in New York when that leaves, because it may not necessarily... There'd be really good shows there, and then there'd be really... tough shows because it's an indie venue doing 2 to 3 a night. There's only so many people.
Sure.
So there were very tough nights there, but there was so many reps there that you could if I showed up to the green room, I was like, "Hey Rebecca, can I?" She goes, "Yeah, I'll figure out where. Give me a second. Like somewhere in here, we'll figure out a set."
It's funny on the new episode of Regs that I just listened to. They were talking about it. Everything they go back to it. They were like, "Yeah, it was a place. Like a lot of times they wouldn't charge for tickets. You just go in and they just have all kind of things, and it was just one of those places. It was a unique location,
and truly the people who run through there was pretty amazing. Like so I meet Donald Glover very early.
Wow.
There, and DC Pearson and Dominic Dare, the grouping of them, Derek Comedy, they start doing stand up at the Creek.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's weird there's the years there used to be this originally it had this tiny black box theater, and then there was a fishbowl hole when you would walk in, and then there was a walkway, and people would look through the fishbowl before entering the comics, and but on stage you could see
who was looking.
And comics would look and to see if they thought this was worth coming around and in the room. It was a fucking nightmare. I remember my first set there. There was this mic that everybody loved, that only 10 comics got up, but everybody else would stay.
Yeah.
And I saw Jeselnik run his Comedy Central half hour at this mic.
Whoa.
It was just a fun thing. And finally, the first time I got up on it, John F. O'Donnell and Timmy Williams from Why This Kids, hosted it. I go up and I do my floor of the best, which is New York's trash. And when I come up with what I think is killer after 5 months of comedy in Florida, when you do it twice a week, you get an after it. Really grind it.
You just preaching to the choir.
If you do it twice a week here, you're driving an hour.
Yeah.
So,
dude, we only
have one mic.
I fucking have not a good set, and I walk off, and this comic who happens to be walking up the stairs as I'm going down, he goes, "Yeesh."
Oh no.
Let's name him. Who was it?
No, he dead.
Okay. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neill.
Terrible taste in comedy.
Yeah.
Everybody know that.
Yeah.
And that guy got no respect. Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, he was Rodney.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Rodney Dangerfield. He's like, hey. Oh, man. So working the road right now, anything you're working on or anything?
Yeah, man. I mean,
exciting?
right now, I'd love if y'all watch Survivor of the Thickest on Netflix. I'm in that. Season 2's out right now, so please, they just heard they're getting season 3.
Nice.
But just keep watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Keep keep my lights on.
Are you building towards an hour or anything right now?
I'm working. The stuff I did tonight is about the oldest joke I did tonight is a year and 2 months maybe.
Damn.
So it feels nice. So now it feels like, all right, we have most of the bones.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's now what we were talking about, like how to sell the joke.
Yeah.
Really milk every little thing. But I have an album that we're that's editing right now. So that's the next thing that'll be out.
That's crazy. You have an album that's not out, and
That
you're
we're
almost
editing.
done
And then
with
hopefully
this one.
we have-
That is crazy work, dude. That's awesome.
I hope. I'd love to get. Yeah, the goal would be to get the album out soon, like this
And
summer.
Just audio?
Audio
Oh,
only?
just audio,
Okay, hell
and I
yeah.
have different clips of me doing it at shows
Yeah,
at different
yeah.
spots. And then by the end of the year, try to
You
then
that
really
on
get
Sirius
this
or
on
something like that
something.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I
You
love
ever
the
do anything
concept
like
of an
that?
album. I love.
Yeah, that's so
It'll be my
classic.
second
Yeah.
one. I like the concept of
Yeah.
just on a. There's nothing so much more fun than on a road drive being like, Pandora, hit me
Yeah.
with whatever your comedy
And then you
station
just
is.
do the clips from any video you've got.
Yeah,
from it
the
instead
bit
of
is the bit
releasing
because
whole
everything.
thing.
I would
Yeah.
rather we've all hoarded out on Instagram
Yeah.
or rather you go.
We
You
had
know
the
what I
conver-
mean?
yeah,
How
we're-
much am I gonna?
We're dealing with that now, where it's like, we never got into this thinking we were going to have to be social media managers, video editors. Like,
You're
we just wanted to do comedy.
You're the whole company.
Yeah.
We had the conversation with Carmen Lynch about like albums versus specials, and like it used to be like I remember the first time I had Shane Torres, like he had just put out his album, and he was also doing his half hour on Comedy Central and everything. And it's like some people do a separate album versus their special, and now it's just like you just take the special, you take the audio off, you put that out, So it's kind of unique to see someone just do an audio,
Yeah, I mean it's. Don't worry, we try to sell it. We would have loved a visual content. It wasn't an artistic
But
choice.
you're not interested in like going to YouTube or something. is the
I
thing,
mean,
right?
Dude, this is me being a terrible business person. I truly am sick of how many fucking platforms do I have to give you something for free?
Yeah.
How many of these do I have to get? I mean, I'll probably end up putting the album out, and I'd love to be able to put like some visual art that just plays with the album, but that has nothing to do with me
Got
doing
you,
the
yeah.
bit. And then so it's like something fun if you want to watch, but it's just playing.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that, but like I know it's worked for people. It may be me fucking up, but I will go. I'm sick of trying to truly put out an hour a year to cut on
No.
different platforms,
Yeah.
on
They're
different
not-
stuff that like, and you go, now I'm putting out shit that ain't as where I wanted
It's
to
not.
be
It's
sometimes.
not special anymore.
And then you go, it's just bits. And then now it's like there's a real disconnect of what a bit is and like of what a fucking joke is. It blows my mind sometimes, and that nobody will go, oh, you think this toothpaste bit is original?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the confidence, and you go, motherfucker, listen to some comedy somewhere. Like,
I think
I don't know how we got there. This
No, it's okay.
is. We'll cut this like his intro. No, we'll start over. Start over
Okay.
from now.
Are we recording?
Rojo Perez is with us today.
Not again.
Oh, we just got a like. No, no. I think now the conversations, it seems to be going like, all right, people are not like, we don't need to put it on YouTube now because it's so saturated. So like, look at Joe List. He tried selling his newest one to Netflix. He ended up getting someone who handles distribution of movies in theaters, and his debuts on the 21st in theaters nationwide. And then I don't know what's gonna happen from there. You know, he may get
But the
lucky,
experience, but also it doesn't matter. The experience, like that to me goes, that's beautiful. Joe, take a fucking. What's the swing?
Right.
The whole point is to go. If you really gonna be worried, if this. Hopefully it's the biggest thing in the fucking country, and Joe is out here doing arenas.
Cool.
And if it doesn't do anything, it's not his last.
He took the
joke.
chance, yeah.
It's not his last joke, and he did something different. And then you go at the end of it when he puts it all on the fucking table. You go, man, look at these things I got to do, and who knows where it lands.
Yeah,
it may be super successful. It may just be your regular fucking life.
He's one of the rare people that I see putting out a lot of stuff. And it's all good, and it's all special. Because I think what happens
stay
is
on it. He stay
the
working.
The pressure to release material like every year or even every other year. Sometimes I watch that special and I'm like, this could have used another 6 months in the oven.
Yeah.
Like I say that so often. And I'm like, they're just releasing it just because they feel like they have to.
And he's stealing most of Sarah's jokes. So like,
shout out Sarah Tolomash.
Sarah Tolomash, the real true ghostwriter.
We went to
she's good.
She's great. I love them. They're both great. Shut up.
Yeah. We went to Ari's secret show thing and.
The storytelling,
the storyteller show.
Yeah,
allegedly
she may have been one of the people, but it was amazing. So, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway,
choo choo.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this puppy up so you can get out of here. You got something to do.
I'm looking at you.
You're looking at me like help.
No, I was looking at you like say the words.
Oh,
I don't know. Oh. I'll talk. What do you need?
No, I mean we're just chatting. We have no time limit, no whatever. Just what do you want to talk about? Look at America.
You got anything to promote? Besides
besides the show, besides the album will be out. I'm gonna be doing a fun summer series in New York. I did a little run of shows with Tone Bell and LP.
Fuck yeah.
O'Brien.
Tone Bell and LP. Like from Run the Jewels.
No, LP.
I was like, what are you doing? She
was the winner of Drink Masters on Netflix.
Gotcha. I'm not familiar.
We do a cocktail and comedy show.
Oh, cool.
We're doing it at Hannibal's spot this summer. Brunch shows. It's gonna be a fucking separate drinks, DJ, fun. The homies coming through. Yeah. So we're doing 3 of those. That'll be dope. RojoPerez.com. Rojo Perez with 3 Z's. On any social, follow me on social, and watch good comedy.
Yeah,
stop consuming shitty comedy.
Well, dude, it's you always welcome back. Love having you.
Dude, I love it. This is so dope. What you're fucking? I can't wait till you. This shit's gonna be great when we knock this wall out.
We finish
this place will be real nice when it's finished.
Right now, call into the 1-900 number if you can. This was dope. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We're going to go have some more drinks and maybe some marijuana.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
All right. And we are back. Tyler, that was a damn good episode.
Yeah, I loved it. I can't wait to watch it to remind myself what happened. I remember it being fun.
Yeah, I remember one camera messing up. So that's why we only had one camera. You're welcome. You got half my nose and an eye. But Rojo had a good time.
Oh, good Rojo.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
He was a little tipsy.
He was drinking that Rojo juice. That means red in Spanish.
Does it? That's cool.
I'm just making shit up. That's fine.
Call in. If you know
I was waiting.
If you know your Spanish.
That's what when I told him, I was like, yeah, our audio guy's in the room over there. He's like, what, really? No. So, Tyler, it's been a while since we talked. What's been up?
Man, since the last time we talked, we've had Couillon Fest.
Couillon Fest.
We had a whole last festival. I know.
Man, yeah, it's been a
3 days. Killer comics, great shows. Dude, it was so fun. I challenged myself to do 3 different sets, not repeating any jokes. And it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I definitely had the amount of material. Yeah. It was more about I just like crafting cohesive sets. So the challenge was can I make this feel like a set with a start and a finish?
The bookends. Yeah.
And I feel really happy about what I accomplished. So
yeah, I did 2 different sets. I had great sets as far as everyone else told me. Don't remember it.
Yeah, you crushed.
Good stuff. First night was fun.
And night where you were riffing on the cactus, bro. It was great. It was
good
so
times.
good.
And I gave up. I could have done a third set, the second night, but I gave it up for someone. I was like, it's fine. Let me just chill and like make sure the door's taken care of and all that. But yeah, that was good, man. Good fest. Every comic on there had a good time. We all had a good time. Came out in the green. That was good. So
Everybody got paid.
Yeah, shout out John Merrifield and Oof Comedy.
What a great time. Can't wait to get back in the mix and have that one again.
Man, yeah, because I remember after that, I took off to Austin the next couple days. Me and Jacob Guidry went hang out with our old buddy Neil Rubenstein of
Shout
Stein.
out, friend of the podcast.
Yeah, had a good time.
Stein.
And then came back, and then we ended up doing, we brought Stone versus Drunk versus Sober back to Fighting Hand Brewery in Pineville.
Indeed.
Really great show.
Yeah, and I headlined the Library Riot open mic the night before that.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, those were, that Pineville show was good. I love that little venue. It's nice and fun and warm. And
good
they
people.
They like laughing.
They like comedy, and we had a good lineup. No one bombed. Also great. Love it when it happens. Next night,
there was a lot of slurs said, but
shout out to that one comic from Pineville. Next night, we had old Gator fight at Gator Cove. Man, such a good show.
Really, what was it?
What
was it?
Gator fight at Gator Cove, just like I said.
Was there people there?
Oh, yeah, there were people there.
What was it that made it good?
Oh, the comedians.
Oh, the comedians were
and
good.
And the laughter and the jokes.
Okay. All the things you need to make a good comedy show.
You know how comedy works. It was really good. So it was fun, good hang and everything. Because I was taking a break from like drinking for the month of May, except for like one other time. So that was I was like, I can't wait to get there and have some smoked old fashions made with rum. And
it's been a long time since I had an old fashioned.
Woo, did not disappoint. Had a good time. And then the next weekend, and I've talked about it here before, I got to do 4 shows with one of my favorite current comedians, Emily Catalano.
Whoa.
At Sports Drink. Man, that was really, really good. So me and my wife went down there, hang out, and then had 2 shows. The Friday night, which was fun. Isaac Cozell was on the show, so our old buddy Isaac Cozell. So we had a good hang. And then Saturday night, they ended up something with a host, so I ended up just hosting the next 2, and those were okay.
They were not quite.
They
as
were
good
not as hot as a
right.
Friday. Yeah, it was weird. Everyone got their early tickets, but man, such a good time. Always good to hang with old Andrew and crew at Sports Drink. Man, I'm trying to think what else was going on.
I got something to jam in there.
Oh, jam it, baby.
The worst show I've done.
They closed. The worst beer garden closed.
This was the worst show I've done. The worst set that I've had in, maybe 2 years. I don't even know.
Age?
I don't even know the time before that I struggled this hard.
Uh-huh.
This was, okay, if I'm being honest, and this is not me bragging, this is me trying to be honest. My jokes hit at a rate of like, I don't know. If I'm on a paid show putting a list together, and I'm trying to get laughs, and I'm not like doing new stuff, 95%. Like, very rarely does something get 0.
Or let's say an overall set. Like the sets come out in the green 95% of the time for sure.
This was my only red set in years.
That's crazy.
This was like, when I say 40% of the things I said got laughs, if I'm being generous, maybe just a third.
Oh, man.
It felt, and it was a long set, JP. It was 20 minutes.
Was this the Helen Keller School for the Deaf?
They were not listening, that's for sure.
Andre, listen.
Inside jokes. I guess they're podcast jokes.
Yeah. Shout out Mike Kaplan anyway.
Yeah. It was rough. I'll say this. Older white people don't really get me.
We're in our country. Oh.
True. That's true too, but they definitely don't get me.
So, like, this was New Orleans, Mandeville? No,
this was Mandeville.
Mandeville.
Yeah, it was an Italian restaurant.
Hey,
at 7:30 p.m. And look, there are restaurant shows that are like ambush style. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Like, these people were in there. It was very clear there was a comedy show happening. They were warned several times. They were attentive. I don't want to act like they weren't attentive.
Yeah.
There wasn't even people talking.
Let me just tell you, I saw a clip from the host of that show, and this is nothing on him, but like he got confronted because he said the F word.
Yeah, the guy yelled at him and walked out because he said fuck.
The guy got up and walked to the stage and confronted him.
And said, "You're an awful person."
Like something about the ladies there, whatever. Ladies
ladies like to fuck. I mean,
some of them. Bring them
Andrea,
out.
listen.
All right.
Call back to the
It's my wife, man.
inside joke. His wife.
But Andre, I'll be home in 45 minutes. Man, that's so like what was the response? Like, was it just silence?
So I was very surprised at some of the things that got laughs. Some of the things that are like very well established parts of my set got 0 laughs. Silence even. I would get laughs when I would make fun of the fact that I was bombing. That's when I got laughs.
Let me say, this is like Pearl Jam playing Even Flow at a show, and it just people don't want to hear it. People
honestly.
are like, we're going to get snacks. We don't want to hear this.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. It does, and it will throw you off your freaking rocker.
Crazy.
Like when you do, if Gaffigan did Pop-Tarts, or Hot Pockets, sorry, Hot Pockets. I'm sure he has a joke about Pop-Tarts too. If he did Hot Pockets and no one got responses, he would be like, what's wrong, you know?
And some of you are out there thinking like, yeah, I know that feeling. No, you don't, because you've never written Even Flow. But anyway.
Or the B-side of that.
Anyway, that was awful. However, great time. I laughed real hard at what was happening. I also got some very good advice from old Louisiana legend Red Bean. He shook my hand and he was pretty much like,
quit comedy.
Look, youngin.
Stop eating all these red beans.
Look, youngin, you need to hang it up.
Did he call you Cool Blood? Shout out Red Bean.
So Cool Runner.
Cool Red Runners.
No,
wait,
Blue Runner.
Blue Runner, yeah.
we were close.
Which is also a band and a snake.
Yeah.
So, all right, and a bean.
He shook my hand and Red Bean was like, "Look, you need to stop apologizing and just do your shit." And he was like, "And don't get up there and tell him you're only going to do a couple more jokes. Just do a couple more jokes and leave."
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're so right. And I knew that. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's 100% right. But in the moment, I was like, just reaching for anything. I was
because you're
I
rattled.
was defaulting back to like bad habits and shit. And but he was 100% right, and I needed to hear that in this moment. So I appreciate that, Red Bean.
It's hard because like we just got finished with Florida this weekend, and I was the last one on the show, and I had the worst spot, and it was bad because
it was
a lot of people talking.
I haven't seen a set like that out of you. I couldn't even remember the last time.
And
very similar.
I was doing and I'm like, did I forget the punchline?
No,
like I was like, what's going on here? But like, it's an environment where like the staff was talking, and nothing on producers, they are in a pickle too. Like we had to fix the AC. I helped the producer fix the AC.
Their kitchen wasn't working well.
The kitchen wasn't working. You had people there for an hour and a half before they were allowed to order food.
Yeah.
Because the kitchen staff didn't show up because they had something to issue. And then at the end of the show, they just started letting people in. So you just got all these people coming in and talking at the bar. And it's like at those type of shows, I go, I think I'm done with comedy. There's no more. And then the next night you get a redemption and you're like,
I know.
Oh, it's just there's so many factors. There's no one factor that goes into it, but when they all worked against you, it's the worst.
Yeah,
It
was I think what made it sting so bad for me is I can't blame it on. I literally have nothing to blame it on except for myself. Other than what I was trying to do that night, those people were not into.
Yeah.
And look, the host had struggle.
How much time did you have to do, by the way?
20.
Oh, that's a long time.
The host struggled. The first comedian struggled. Red Bean did 5 minutes and did well. So I was like, I can probably get him.
Yeah.
I tried doing my cleanest stuff.
Have you thought about going by the stage name Rice? That way you and Red Bean can tour together. All right. And only do shows on Mondays in New Orleans. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. But no, I mean, yeah, there's nothing. And 20 minutes is a long freaking. I
know. I don't. Yeah, and I did every second of it. I did every second of it.
Yeah.
And the biggest laughs I got listening back to the recording is off of like me making fun of what's happening.
Same with me on Friday in Florida. Because when I threatened to go kill myself in the lagoon.
And I died laughing from the green room, and you could only hear my laugh in the whole room.
And everyone loved those riffs. Sometimes it's just being in the moment and being so stupid, but you can't just be stupid for 20 minutes, you know? So, oh, man.
Yeah, well, that's a good segue into Panama, though, right? Because unless you had something else to squeeze
Well, let's see.
there.
We had a few... we did... I want to shout out to Acadiana Pride.
That was awesome.
June 13th, we did the Stone versus Drunk versus Sober Queer Edition. All queer comics. I had Maggie hosted. That crowd came out. Even the person who organizes the Acadiana Pride events was like... This is amazing. Most people don't come out. But, like, you create a safe environment. You say, this is what we're doing. And guess what? I remember back in the day, we did, like, an ACLU thing. This is back at, like, Steam Press or something.
I was a part of it.
Yes. All right. And I remember getting a few snotty comments from people. I had not one negative comment. And there's always that dude who lives in wherever, and he's going to be like, well, how come it's all going to be queer or whatever?
Well, yeah, but... you were expecting that?
I was expecting that.
Wow.
Not a single
You got
thing.
stuff about the ACLU whenever you...
Yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, because that's very political, you know? So, anyway, this one was great. Not a single issue. We had probably 170 people here.
It was packed.
I paid every comedian a nice little pocketbook change, made a nice cut to Acadiana Pride. So shout out them. And I told them, I was like, any event you do, we'll be a part of. It was great. Every comic on here killed. It was so good. It was a great show. It was funny. There was a spirit in the air, and that spirit was queer, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah.
I was here, and it was definitely the gayest show that you've ever put on.
Yeah, well, I've had Ryan Rogers a few times. Shout out Ryan. And Josh Watts. And next night took it to Stone versus Drunk versus Sober to Rally Cap in Baton Rouge. You want to talk about a hot show where I didn't know if there was going to be a clear winner.
Damn.
And luckily, the crowd eliminated one team quickly, and it was so good.
Nice.
We had a great... And we were up against LSU World Series playoffs. So in Baton Rouge, the heart of it, when we turned the TVs off, not a single person made a fart.
Shout out LSU. They ended up winning.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been a fun month, I guess, you know. Ups and downs.
And then... we just got back from...
Florida, Panama
Florida.
City. Shout out Jason Hedden at Panama City Comedy.
8 hours there, 8 hours back.
Bruh.
Oh, buddy. Are we tired?
Bruh.
Those are long days in a car.
If you were driving to and from Florida on Friday through Sunday, you suck. Because we had to deal
ruined
with you.
our day.
You ruined our day. We just wanted to eat snacks and go. But, man... shout out to Jason. He takes care of us. We had a good hang with Delicia. We went to our little lagoon. We hung out with Olivia and crew. I mean, it was a fun. Josephine. I had a good weekend.
I met some local Panama City comics. MJ, Bailey. Awesome. Good stuff. Who's the guy who took care of us that first night? Joe.
Yeah.
Who's the host from the first.
Yeah.
He was from Nashville.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, man, just what a cool weekend to... meet all these comedians, see some old friends.
Yeah.
Get some sun.
Got
toasted.
Yeah, Daddy hurts. I cut grass yesterday, and I was like, I did it shirtless to try to blend it out. Well, the problem is I just stood in the water up to here, so from my tits up is nice and dark, and then everything below is just
still white, and the water was murky, so there was no sunlight getting in that.
Green. Sponsor Ounce of Hope Aquaponic Cannabis Company. Ounce of Hope provides high-quality CBD and Delta-8 through an advanced aquaponics system for the utmost in quality products. Check them out at ounceofhope.com. Right, let's get into, were you going to Hackwatch?
Sounds good to me.
Let's go to Hackwatch.
Hackwatch, man.
I'm going to let you go first.
You're going to let me go first?
Yeah,
all right,
so I can think of my hack. I have so many to choose from.
Mine this week, honestly, is... write the punchline.
Wait, what are we talking about? Comedy?
Yes.
Wait, you want us to write the Comedy Club, Punchline in Houston? Which, by the way, September 12th, Stone versus Drunk versus Sober at the Punchline in Houston.
Early plugs.
Early plugs.
Write the punchline. There now, look, I understand sometimes you take a joke to an open mic or you're saying it on stage and you're exploring it for the first time and you don't have a finish. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a comedian who is supposed to be doing their act and they don't even have like a joke in what they're saying. They just have like a description of something maybe extraordinary, maybe incredible, but there's no lines where there's a joke. There's no like, other than like the thing being slightly funny and entertaining, there's no like joke.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just like so lazy. Like, I understand if it's your first time exploring it and you're not there yet, but if it's a part of your act and you're just like ending it with being like, ain't that crazy?
What? Can you believe that?
Can you believe it?
What? Yeah. But do you want to name the people? Let's name them. Okay, it's 5 of them now.
Bill Burr, Samuel L. Jackson, William Shakespeare.
Okay, yeah. Let's call out Shakespeare.
Fuck that guy.
Man, are you done?
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay. That was nice and sweet.
Yeah, right. Easy. Write a line. Write the joke. I mean, come on. What are we? If we're not writing jokes, what are we doing here?
TikToking.
Swerve me. Take me on an adventure.
We are.
Don't just fucking describe something and be like, right? Everybody? Ain't that crazy? Come on.
There goes my set tonight. Anyway. All right.
Hacks. The lot of you.
My hack. Man, there's so many to choose from, man. It's so hard each week. And I feel like I want to repeat the same things, and it keeps going back to just being truthful and honest, because we can all see your stuff, and comedians talk. So it's the people that, I don't know, this kind of blends into the fake credits, the fake things. This is happening, never happens. 3 months later, goes back into it again. I'm tired of like people, the fakeness. I'm tired of fakeness, man. I mean, just accept who you are, and that's it, and just ride it out. You know,
my favorite people in this industry are always authentic and genuine, and have a level of awareness about themselves that is like not super inflated. Like, look, everybody needs a little bit of delusion.
Yeah,
because you gotta, in order to even think that you can do this at all, you need some level of delusion. But like, if you're not grounded in reality, if you're not being your authentic self, if you're not, being a good person, doing right by people that you run across, lifting up people, we joke about being gatekeepers and shit like that, but the truth is that's not who we are at all. As a matter of fact, we give people all the chances in the world.
Also, this podcast is called We're Dying Down Here. It's not called We're Prospering Down Here.
Right. Like, we're not doing shit. We work. We're not pretending like we're doing anything different than any of you.
Yeah.
I did an open mic last night with 3 other comedians and 6 audience members. Like, I'm just like everyone else. I ain't trying to pretend I'm anything different.
Since you knocked on the door of the gate, we joke about this because someone accused us as being or me, and then it kind of spread to the gatekeepers of Louisiana.
Yeah, I don't even produce shows. I don't know what the fuck.
If you're not getting booked in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Houma, Pineville, Breaux Bridge, or wherever you lived, if you're not getting booked, that's not us.
Yeah.
That's on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't do shows in your own show, and I don't mean buddy or female buddy, whoever you are, equal opportunity.
Buddy, I feel like, is gender neutral.
Buddy pal. If you're not getting booked on those shows, it's not, it's not those people who, certain people in the state, it's the people who are not booking you because you're just not showing yourself. I mean, is that the best way to say it?
Yeah, well, it's more like you're not being honest about why you're not being booked. It's like, because people seem to think that it's just like that the reason they're not getting booked is because the producer has decided that they're not getting booked. That's not it. If you're not getting booked, there's a reason.
First of all, and this goes back to the producer role, and we've talked about this before. As a person who runs a show, you're responsible for booking people that's going to put on a good show for the crowd, which drives the show, and also for the venue. So you're not just going to throw up wicka, wacka, wacka, wacka because they want to do the show. Just like the reason, like when people message like, hey, I'd like to do a show, I'm like, send me a clip, and it's just Instagram reels of them not doing stand-up. It's like, or you're, I don't know, a car salesman in some part of Louisiana, and then now your agent is messaging people to try to get you booked, and we're like, send us a stand-up clip. Well, and your response is, well, one day he's gonna be a good stand-up. You're not getting booked.
Yeah, what do you
and I wish that was a lie. That's happens numerous times. I know. You know. So,
and if you're an open micer that's having trouble getting traction, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, go
to multiple places. Yeah. Stop doing this same weekly open mic that you only do because you're not going anywhere. Because what happens, and we see this all the time, as soon as you step out that comfort room and you do another venue, you eat a bucket of shit.
And you have to get through that.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do that and do that. Like, I made the mistake of staying too close to home for too long. I did it for years. So, like, I didn't start performing outside of the city until I was, like, 2 to 3 years in. So if you haven't been doing comedy that long and you're not performing outside of your city, you're making a mistake. The mistake I made, for sure.
Yep.
You gotta be self-aware, and you have to take responsibility for just putting in the work, taking the time. And I'm not even like a proponent of it takes a certain amount of time or anything.
No,
I don't even believe that. I believe you can be 2 years in, getting good traction and getting booked a lot. I see it all the time, and I don't have a problem with that. There is no like, oh, you have to pay your dues to. No, you just have to get good at comedy, be easy to work with, and you will prosper.
And this is coming from two people who are 10 years in who just had horrible sets in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
4 weeks for me. I've been killing it the last 2 weeks.
Mine just happened, you know.
I had a kind of mediocre second night in Panama, but it's because it got loud. They let all the skateboarders in. The fuck is there?
It was
they
good.
Said, I know. I still dig it. The video was fine. What are you doing?
Sorry. I'll pull out my Rex next. Sorry.
Oh my God, he's jumping ahead. All right, well,
I'm done.
I'm done bitching.
Big thanks to our new sponsor, Parish Inc., providing Acadiana with screen-printed apparel from T-shirts, patches, stickers, license plates, kids apparel, and more, as well as custom printing services. Parish Inc. has 2 locations, downtown Lafayette and River Ranch. Check them out at parishinc.com. It's time for Rex. I'm going to go first on this one.
Yes, do it.
Man, this one I've watched twice. He's one of my favorites, and that is the new special from Joe List called Small Ball.
Small Ball.
Small Ball.
Very funny.
First of all, he did that Tom Dustin documentary, which was in theaters everywhere, so he's rolling with that. He got it because a fan, a fellow Tuesday who liked him, was like, hey, I handle distribution for theaters, like movie theaters. And so his special, I can't remember the last time a special debuted in a theater, but his special debuted in theaters across the United States. It actually was playing the night we left New York. So we missed that, but everywhere. And then it released on his Punch Up Live the night before it dropped on YouTube. And already he's like 400,000+. He is 546,000 on YouTube, not counting who's seen it in the theaters and Punch Up Live. It is great. And this one was filmed 2 nights at Zany's, 2 different rooms, and they kind of in the beginning they kind of bring it, they show you both rooms, it kind of pans back and forth. It's great, and it's not like one joke here and they cut. It's kind of like a segment here, a segment here, and it just works.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very unique because he did all the last 3 specials, the Village Underground. So he took it out this time. But Joe List, Small Ball, it is excellent. If you know Joe List, he is great. He is full of anxiety and just being quirky, and he is beautiful.
He's great.
So, Love him.
One of the best comedians in the country. Joe List is amazing.
Two-time Lafayette Comedy.
Oh yeah,
guest.
Future friend of the podcast.
He better be.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, he will be. He won't know yet.
Yeah.
We'll just interview him on stage.
They got him on the Movie Ruiners like 3 times.
Yeah. See, there you go.
We just got to pay him. That's all the thing. How much money you got?
Not much.
Joe? What if we just slide him like a $5 bill?
Each time he's here, I give him like something Pearl Jam related. So, I gave him a Pearl Jam poster, which is cool. I get his kid.
This time we should give him Pearl Jam.
Eddie, come on out, Eddie. Oh, somewhere. Yeah. So I gave his kid a Pearl Jam onesie, which was So it's like we got it. So we got it.
All right.
We got it.
Yeah.
So, Joe List, Small Ball, streaming right now on YouTube.
All right. What I want to talk about is what I think is potentially the funniest pieces of television that have been made.
Oh boy.
And that's Tires. Season 2 of Tires is out. It is so funny. They cracked I think they were number 1 for a while, but they're top 10.
As of yesterday, it's still number 9.
Yeah, so still top 10. Season 2 of Tires is hilarious.
Yeah.
Bigger budget, bigger cast. The cameos are incredible.
Yes.
Steph Toleb, Joe DeRosa.
Joe wrote on that too. So
Joe did. I didn't even know that.
So we have Gillis and DeRosa, who've both been on this
Steph
stage.
Toleb.
Steph's never been here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never been here.
Okay.
So just DeRosa and I don't book women. Anyway, just kidding.
That's what they say.
DeRosa and Gillis. DeRosa's been 4 times now.
Yeah.
At
Stavros
least.
we've had.
Oh, Stavros twice.
Yeah.
And Gillis once, but he did 2 shows, so that counts as twice. I'll take that. So yeah, I'm sure there's a few other people hide in there, but yeah, it's a. Did you ever And if I'm remembering this right, before season 1 was out, this used to be like they had their own version of that on YouTube.
Correct. It was something like that. I never really saw it though.
It was really good. Yeah.
I'm not in the Tires zeitgeist or nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Shane Gillis is incredible. I am becoming a bigger fan over time. It's hard to ignore how great he is. He's pretty funny. So
probably one of the biggest draws next to Bergazzi and
it's pretty wild.
Segura and all that. I mean, he's doing stadiums. So I saw on a podcast they said to put it in perspective, he did a venue and it was fully sold out, and they said that it normally takes 2 professional NBA teams to sell this place out. And that's one comedian selling
crazy.
it out, which is crazy. So
yeah, watch Tires. It's very funny. I mean, why not give Netflix more
Karen
money?
Feehan, thank you. Karen's
there you
in
go.
there.
Karen.
Yeah, and she's going to be one of the...
There's more we're missing.
Yeah, she's going to be a headliner on the festival. She plays the pinup girl that...
yeah, absolutely. Big J. Okerson was in it. He wasn't here, but he was another cameo in it.
Yeah, no, that was a killer...
Big J's... his radio DJ,
which is sleazier than normal, which is it's great.
He's just a little bit different than himself. I love that.
Just longer hair.
Yeah.
He has only one glove. All right. Well, that was Rex. The Lafayette Comedy Festival. 3 days, 10 shows, and national comedians, including Casey Rocket, as seen on Kill Tony, Shane Torres, as seen on Comedy Central, Karen Feehan, as seen on Netflix's Tires, Marcella Arguello, as seen on HBO. Plus, Stone vs. Drunk vs. Sober Championships, You Look Like Roast Battle, Best of Showcases, and a live recording of We're Dying Down Here podcast. 10 shows, 3 days, 30-plus comedians, all taking place August 7th, 8th, and 9th. Weekend festival and VIP passes on sale now. Visit LafayetteComedy.com. All right, Tyler, let's go to plugs. Who's got
plugs?
Hair plugs. Let's go.
Man, I've got so many cool things happening in July. Next week, we're going to be at Adopted Dog on Wednesday, July 2nd.
Rescheduled because of all the freaking rain we've got.
Absolutely. Shane's Quesadillas on August 3rd.
July 3rd.
July 3rd. We got the You Look Like show. I'm going head to head with Brock White Lions. That's going to be so fun.
And where's that going to be at?
That's going to be at Michael's Men's Club.
Hell yeah.
And I'll say this. I'm worried about being on You Look Like shows against Lafayette comedians because they've been writing jokes about me for the last 6 months because of my open mic. So Brock's got a whole folder for me already together, and it's a fat folder.
Yeah, he just reads Reddit, and
a lot of gigabytes, a lot of terabytes in that folder.
It's always biting with you.
It's pretty good.
All right, thank you. Shout out
July 19th, I'm going to be in Mobile with Whippersnapper Comedy. Shout out Carson Taylor, Josephine Rivera. And then the last week in July on the 25th and 6th, I'm gonna be with Ken Edwards. We're gonna be going to Mandeville.
Never heard of her.
We're gonna be going to Chifuncta Brewery in Mandeville on Friday the 25th, and we're gonna be in Mobile at the Oyster Brewery place.
Oyster City Brewery.
Yeah, Oyster City Brewery. Shout out to Mikey Wernerth out there. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you check me out, The Tyler A, everywhere at thetylera.com for tickets. Thank you. Subscribe to my YouTube. All my Instagram's kind of popping off right now.
Yeah. I'll put all that right here, except in front of Tyler. Yeah. July, let's see. We're back at Fat Pat's in Bro Bridge. The first show went great. Tyler was a part of it. That was fun. Jokes and Tokes at Fez Lachette, July 17th. And July 26th, Bobcat Goldthwaite will be here doing a little run with him. And then July 31st, Tyler, you ready for this one? Caroline Picard.
Whoa.
The queen mean of comedy, whatever she calls herself.
I'm trying to get on that show. Let me host that.
If you've never seen a elderly lady just yell curse words in the sky.
That's what I'm trying to get into, bro. I'm trying to be Caroline Picard.
We're going to book her for that Italian restaurant you did. Watch that.
Well, she would kill. They would love her.
Bruh. Maybe not.
They would.
She's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, they would love her.
In Friday, August 1st, we're back at Michael's Between Two Poles. And then the big festival, August 7th, 8th, and 9th. Casey Rocket, Karen Feehan, Marcella Arguella, Shane Torres, Stone versus Drunk versus Sober Championships. You Look Like Roast Battle. Serial Killers. Whoa, we almost said that in unison.
Jinx.
Podcast. We got in August, I'm bringing Wait What to Rally Cap, which we've been killing Rally Cap.
Whoa, that's going to be great.
If you're watching this, you already missed Luis J. Gomez. He was here this past week at Rally Cap, but we're bringing some more things there. And then, let's see, just kind of glancing. We're back at the Fat Pats, both of them. We got Joe Zimmerman in September. We just announced Christina Mariana from Kill Tony, Mothership. She's one of my favorites right now. She's so dark, but she's white. We got that. We got Steve Gillespie coming back with The Dose, which is a psychedelic comedy experience. We haven't even talked about this, but they got like a DJ, and there's going to be all kind of crazy stuff. Looking at October, we got Matthew Broussard, the ugliest man you've ever seen. We got Steve Byrne. We've got, speaking of two ugly men, we got Rick Diaz and Enrique Chacon bringing them two shows. We're doing one at Rally Cap in Baton Rouge, and then we're bringing them to Michael's Men's Club.
Whoa, so that'll be cool.
So that's going to be cool. We got Miss Pat coming back for 4 nights. We got so much coming. So many more to be announced. LafayetteComedy.com, at Lafayette Comedy on the social medias. The JP Leonard on all the social medias. FleshDaddy.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead, subscribe to Tyler, subscribe to Lafayette Comedy One. If you're listening to this, open up YouTube, subscribe to them, turn off the notifications. We just need the subscribers, get this rolling. Keep comedy rolling in this town.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Other than that, farts. How long are we holding this? What's your favorite slur?